attorney.
Okay, welcome back. We are recording. Sound is coming through. Very good. Let me lower the volume and let us continue. Good morning, says the first line. No, not that button. That's wrong. I didn't mean to go there. Nope. Cast a spell. No. I'm, this one. Yeah, there we go. Load. Turn off the Golden Witch. Sunday, 6 AM, Halloween. It is currently 9 AM on a Tuesday. Close, but not close enough. Oh boy. Ooh, so we skipped to the morning. Fuck, I forgot to go back and check if Kumasawa was in the scene that quickly flashed by. Whatever, it's probably not that important. She might be dead for all we know. First, let's check, yeah, everyone is still here. Imagine if I opened this and the people who had died were already crossed out, and I would have gotten spoiled. Imagine. Beatrice, my beloved. Doesn't it almost feel like someone new could go here? I mean, yeah, and obviously 4 more people here, and 1 more person here if they wanted. I guess we'll see. Let's see if you survived, Shannon. What was the sound that always filled the ears? Rain, laughter, sadness, I don't know. The sound of the rain. The sound of a waterfall. Or was it radio static? In that case, I want it to be the sound of blood flowing through the body. People being alive, not dead. I want it to be the sound of the blood circulating throughout my body, telling me that I am still alive. Okay, who's POV? Inzo POV.
Asa nanoka.
Okay, he survived the first night. Ooh. The light entering through a crack in the curtain was faint, but it at least told him that dawn had broken. Certainly it had. Also, this bottle here somehow stands out to me, like the oval golden shape. Obviously gold, big part of the game. But also the mark above it. Not sure about this smudge here, but this thing here. It feels like a butterfly, which is, you know, part of Beatrice's motif. I think it's always been there, that bottle, but we'll see. Yeah, dawn had broken. Let me just double check we are recording. Yeah, okay. Kinzo, still in the same pose as pose he had when he awoke, still sitting in his chair and looking up at the ceiling, felt the blood slowly travel throughout his body. Welcome to this second day. You have survived the first roulette. Judging by the clock, it was early morning, 6 on the dot. No matter how tired he was, no matter how deeply he slept, he woke up at exactly this time, as though he had measured it with an hourglass. Yeah, having prepared for this one specific occasion so long. He didn't think that something like this was worthy of boasting of, but he told himself that while he could still do something like this, he was still in robust health.
朝を迎えたということは
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, obviously, no congratulations are needed because this was the obvious solution, right, Kinizo? Right, my man?
どうやら最初の生贄は逃れたということらしい。
It would be really cool if we got the entire POV of Kinzo. Just how he tries to escape the being sacrificed.
ルーレットの目が幸運だったのか、我が努力の賜物なのか。
That we will not know until it becomes relevant information. I would like to say that you have been preparing a lot, so definitely the latter more so. But I feel like if Beatrice actually decided to pursue killing you, she would be able to.
区別のつかぬところがなんとももどかしいが、それは言うまい。
Sure. Kinzo was very slightly driven by a temptation to look at the other side of the study door. Well, it's a sturdy door too. Because he thought that maybe he might find the traces of a vain struggle to break the door. Made by something trying to select him as one of the first 6 sacrifices. Sure.
人間とは安っぽい生き物だな。
Okay, dude.
人事を尽くして天命を待ちながら幸運を得られた時にはそれが単なる幸運ではなく己の技量によるものだったとうぬぼれたくもなる。
But you are not like that because you are prepared and you take this seriously, huh? Leave the rest to Providence. Capitalized Providence. So, he wanted to check whether there was a wretched mark on the door. That is only human, sure. That's funny. That's a funny line because just earlier this morning I was listening to the song I'm Only a Human. I'm only a human after all. Therefore, Kinzo did not check. He repressed the things that he wanted to do because he was human. By that, Kinzo could immerse himself in a feeling of sufficiency, as though he had become a being that surpassed humans. Sure, that's the first step. Convince yourself that you are more than human and start acting like one. He became aware of human desire and forbade it. Sure, old man. Things that a human wanted to do, he resisted. Sure. This eccentric and rebellious sense had surely given him a rare genius. Had it now. Which must have allowed him to succeed in his exploits as he revived the Ushiromiya family in 1 generation. Sure. Yeah. Aggressive and believing in your own whatever.
さて、ベアトリーチェ。
Beatrice.
お前が取った6つの駒は何なのか。
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
そして次なる手はどう来るのか。楽しませてもらうぞ。
She will entertain herself at the very least.
私の守りは完璧だ。
We'll see about that. Last time, not so much.
前回のような無様はさらさぬぞ。
Oh. The rain stopping briefly there was crazy timing. Okay, this could still be two things. Yeah. It does not necessarily mean that he knows of a previous failed attempt. Actually, it could be three things. Yeah. It could be that this is just referring to past years, where something went wrong with their past, which has led to whatever he is planning now. Or it could literally mean that he does remember a previous timeline, and that's why he's saying that he will not shame himself like in episode 1. Or our third option is, which I think might be the most likely one, is he does not remember a previous timeline, but he is aware of the existence of them, and considering that he hasn't yet reached the Golden Land means that he must have failed in a previous timeline, or fragment, or whatever they're called. Right? That seems logical. I feel like he could glean that information from somewhere. Yeah. So I'm leaning towards option 3 of him not literally remembering episode 1 events, but still having the idea that that's something that must have happened. I must have failed in the past. Right? It could still be 1 or 2 as well. The something happening years ago in the actual past, or him actually remembering episode 1 details. We'll see which one. I'm leaning towards option 3. Crazy man laughing. Okay. Good beginning. Ooh, right. The servants woke early. Okay. Not all of the servants were murdered. They had to open the curtains, prepare breakfast, and complete various other tasks to welcome the guests to a new day. You, my good sir, are alive this time. Okay, so it's not the repeated same 6 people. Interesting. Okay, let me just take a sip. My throat is somewhat dry. Got myself some lovely flavored mineral water. With the flavor of apricot and jasmine. And whatever aloe vera is. Not sure if that's a flavor. Or just mineral type of thing. Okay, Mr. Cook. What are you cooking up today? Goda was the most enthusiastic. Yeah, I'm alive this time, holy shit. No. Cooking mustard bottle. Or maybe mayo. Nah, could be also cooking oil or liquid butter or something, I don't know. He had been told to concentrate his effort in particular on his work as a chef for the duration of the family conference. Yeah. And he had been specially exempted from several tasks that servants normally must do. Must make him happy, yeah? Fuck, I don't need to clean. Holy shit, I can just make food. My passion. He must be living the time of his life right now. It seemed that Goda who was a show-off, had a particular feeling of supremacy about that. Sure, he must be on cloud 9. He had left the preparations of the inside of the mansion to Genji and the rest, and worked on preparing breakfast in the kitchen. Sure. Genji is alive still. Good. Genji split the work with Shannon and Kanon, and they carried out various tasks. Okay, so seemingly Shannon and Kanon are alive too. Or maybe the murders haven't yet happened, that's also a possibility. Shannon headed to the dining hall and knocked. Last year, the family conference had continued into the small hours of the night. It wouldn't have been odd for this year's conference to continue all the way into the next morning. Yeah? Episode 1 was 1986, right? I'm just like, surely we haven't time skipped and I haven't noticed it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 96. Right? Fuck, I'm gonna check. I need to check on my phone. YouTube, my own videos. You channel. I'm sorry. This is something I absolutely need to check. Umineko. And sure, there. Let me just go to the probably to the end of the video. There we go. That scene. Sorry. Rondo of the Witch. Yeah. The plain introduction scene of the cast. Please give me a date or something. 1986, okay. October 4th. Yeah. Everything is fine. No time skip. I'm sorry for the distraction there. So, she had knocked out of consideration for the possibility that they were still having a discussion inside. Sure. But there was no response, so she opened the door and said good morning, before the corpses are there this time. Oh boy.
おはようございます。
Yeah?
いらっしゃいませんか?
Sweating. The room was cold, and it seemed that the conference had ended a long time before. On top of the table, there was a tea set, from which they had probably been drinking, arranged in a way that would make it easy to clean them up. Sure. Cleaning away the tea was a servant's job. Yeah. What the hell is this pottery here? Hello? What is this design? Are they supposed to mimic like birds? Like seagulls maybe? Or are they just like ellipses or like moons? Yeah. I don't know. So, if the family was too caring and cleaned it up themselves, the servants would lose face. Therefore, just doing this much for the servants truly was a pleasing act of kindness. As she approached the table to clean it away, she noticed that something like a memo had been left along with the cops. Ooh. It had been placed together with the tea set, so naturally thinking it was a memo for the servant cleaning up, Shannon took it, yeah? Written on it was not a request, nor thanks for preparing the tea, but just a single word. That's scary. I'm just gonna check here. Please don't spoil the characters being dead now. Okay, good. So, before we get any reveals or anything, Genji and Shannon are alive this time. So last time it was... Did you die too? Yeah, it was you, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6? Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I feel like that's right, yeah. So this time it's not these 2. I wonder if it's still gonna be these 4. Or if Hideyoshi and Ava are gonna take the place of previous characters. So last time you 3 weren't included. You are alive, you are alive. We could still go without any kid deaths and still switch out for all new members. It could be Natsuhi, Hideyoshi, Ava, or 3. Then you for 4th, and you for 5th, and Kanon for 6th? No, but because they said Kanon was alive. If we went all new members, it would have to have at least 1 repeat member, and then one of the kids. We'll see. Because I'm very curious to see if any of the kids are dying early on. Shannon looked at it blankly and read it aloud.
礼拝堂
Oh. Ooh. Okay, that's where Beatrice, seemingly yesterday, made all the adults believe that she was real. Assuming there was no out of or a chronological shenanigery going on. Corpses in the chapel, I assume. Oh boy, oh boy. A small sound kept repeating over and over. It was a sound that would ordinarily have been trivial and insignificant. I hope I stop hearing it soon. Then I could return to my doze. Someone thought vaguely. Ooh, is someone still barely alive? But no matter how much time passed, the sound did not end. It repeated over and over. That's scary. Shut up. Who is that? Banging on the door constantly. As soon as she realized this, she woke up. Whose bed is this? She? Someone was knocking. Then she noticed that there wasn't just a knock, but a voice too. Singular bed. I think this is different from what we saw from Natsuhi's room last time. So maybe Rosa?
Rosa-sama.
Yeah.
Rosa-sama.
Okay. So Rosa is alive. Okay. Don't spoil me, death characters. Okay, good. So that means 3 of the 6 characters from last time are alive. Holy. Okay.
おはようございます。
待って
Okay, okay. Yeah. She also has this image there. And also this, yeah. What is behind that corner there? Interesting.
今行きます。
Sure. Also, hold on. Who? And also one portrait downwards. Or maybe that's not a portrait and it's more like one of those casings for butterflies or something. I don't know. It had been Genji's voice. It sure had. The reason... Because Genji came to Rosa instead of the others makes me think that all the other adults have died. And she's the only adult left, so Genji went to her first to inform of the situation. That would be 6. Looking at the clock, it was still before 7. Sure. It was clearly too early to wake the guests. So something had to have gone wrong. Did something happen that was bad enough to cause this? Oh, Rosa, you have no idea. She felt her sleepiness increasingly fade, thanks to this ominous premonition. Yeah. Because Genji had been a familiar servant to Rosa since her childhood days, she opened the door a crack and answered, even though she was slightly defenseless in her pajamas. If you can call it a good morning.
早朝から申し訳ございません。
何かあったの？
Yeah.
はい。実は礼拝堂に。
Oh boy. Here we go. Just checking, we are recording. Yeah. Genji spoke into Rosa's ear and told her something in a small voice. Oh no, Rosa. What's the reaction? It seemed that Rosa couldn't understand what she was being told after only hearing it once. Yeah, I don't blame you. And after repeating the words back to him several times, she finally realized that apparently something strange had happened. Rosa closed her door for a second, and after changing her clothes, she immediately accompanied Genji, and they headed to the mansion. Yeah, still not sure if they get to know of the corpses or if it's a similar situation where there is a marking and the corpses are behind some closed door. Whoa, flashbang. Whoa, flashbang. Another one. The chapel requires some explanation. Ooh, okay. Are we going down the path? A separate location, huh? It wasn't in the mansion, but in a grove behind the mansion, which could be reached after a short walk. Sure. It had been built at the same time that the mansion had been constructed on Rokkenjima, okay? So, while its outside walls had been repaired many times, making it look new from the outside, it was a very old building. And old buildings are, well, breeding ground for evil things to happen. Rosa and Genji dashed through the rain together. Just like the previous night, the rain was falling in earnest. Ooh, that is a large building. Eventually, they began to see the chapel beyond the sparse grove. If all she knew of it was its appearance from the outside, it might have felt like a place of dazzling beauty, where a pair of young lovers might want to hold a ceremony. Yeah, maybe. This part here made me instantly think, wait, isn't that just the main mansion? But no, it's probably the chapel. Yeah. Which also begs the question, why is there a chapel on this deserted island? Why do we need a chapel built? Wanna answer that, Kinzo? Did you want to hold a ceremony for someone? Perhaps to yourself and a certain other golden witch, maybe? Wanna answer that, Kinzo, huh? No, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Kinzo just wanted the ceremonies of his own children and grandchildren to be held on this island. We'll see. That could be too. However, sorry, did I miss? Yeah, my lovers might want to hold a ceremony. However, it seemed that in Kinzo's eyes, this was a very sacred place. Yeah? And Rosa and her siblings had been harshly told not to approach it unnecessarily. Sure. So, even at this age, and no matter what the reason for it, she felt some guilt in approaching the chapel, sure. And was gripped by the fear that this would surely make her father so angry he would slap her across the face. Yeah. Okay, Kanon alive too. The servants' silhouettes could be seen in front of the entrance to the chapel. Gora, Shannon, and Kanon. Which meant that all of the servants on the morning shift had gathered. A short while ago, Rosa had been told the nature of the situation verbally by Genji. However, without laying eyes on it directly, she really hadn't been able to understand. Probably all of the servants gathered there were the same. Without seeing it with their own eyes, they couldn't understand what was going on. Yeah. I'm assuming this time definitely what was I supposed to say? Sorry, I'm blanking. Right, definitely George is dead, is what I'm gathering, because, you know, parallel. Yeah, without seeing it with their own eyes, they couldn't understand what was going on. Is that the same type as last time? I don't exactly remember, but I assume so. Because on the door that was the entrance to the chapel, drawn very large, with a creepy, sticky paint-like substance that made one think of blood, was something like a creepy magic circle.
何よこれ
Yeah. Hell's Halls.
いつ書かれたの
The servants looked at each other. Goda was the first to open his mouth.
申し訳ございません。普段はここへは立ち入りませんもので、いつ書かれたのかはわかりません。
じゃあ最初に見つけたのは誰
Shannon.
はい、私です。
食堂へお茶の道具の片付けに行きましたら、礼拝堂と書かれたメモがあったもので。
Sure, sure. Shannon held out the memo with a shaking hand.
誰の字？兄さんや姉さんの字ではないわね。
Okay.
それであなたはここへ来てこれを見つけたのね。
Seemingly so, yeah.
はい。
Okay.
ローザ様、これを。
何？ ハ
Happy.
ッピーハロウィン。
Oh.
フォー。
What? Is that... Am I understanding this what correctly? Is that maybe from Maria? Hanan was pointing at a single line of English written below the creepy magic circle. Until it had been pointed out to her, she had thought it was just another part of the magic circle and hadn't noticed it. Okay. Written there in English were the words Happy Halloween for Maria. Oh, Beatrice, what the fuck? Oh my god. Happy Halloween for Maria. A wish for an enjoyable Halloween. Yeah. For Maria. A creepy magic circle. For Maria. Happy Halloween. The only person who said the words Happy Halloween to Maria yesterday. The symbols matched. The Golden Witch, Beatrice.
マリアは？あの子、いとこたちと一緒に寝てるはずよね。
Yeah? Has anyone checked?
確認した？
申し訳ございません。マリア様のお名前が書かれていたことには今気づきましたもの。
Okay, someone immediately sprint to there.
まだ確認しておりません。至急。
何やってんのよ。私はマリアの様子を見てきます。
Okay.
それからクラウス兄さんたちにも知らせて。
I feel like they would have.
以後の対応の指示を受けて。
Okay, that's Rosa gone. After saying that much, Rosa finally noticed that something was out of place. Yeah, why was she the only adult here? Her own rank within this family conference was the lowest of the four siblings. Yeah. In an abnormal situation like this, why had she been the only one called when the other siblings hadn't? Yeah, I think my idea about the other 6 adults being the sacrifices this time might be correct. Maybe not all of them. Maybe some of the non-Ushirumiya people are still alive, and maybe George has been one of the sacrifices. We'll see. Even if Maria's name had popped up. Yeah.
まさか。
Oh boy.
はい。旦那様にご連絡申し上げようとしたのですが、お姿が見当たらず。
Oh boy.
奥様もお部屋におられません。シーツの様子からすると、昨夜はベッドに戻られていないのかもしれません。
Oh boy. Rosa felt something creepy crawling slowly up her back.
礼拝堂の中確認した。
いえ、まだです。 確認しようとはしたのですが。
It was locked or...
実は礼拝堂の鍵は特別で
Oh.
マスターキーに対応しておりません。
Oh, that is very curious. So it's even more special than, I don't know, Kinzo's study? Okay. This is gonna be a key location to the entire game then. A very key location.
一本だけある鍵でしか開けられないのですが、その鍵がキーボックスから紛失しているのです。
She didn't want to get any closer to the door with the creepy magic circle if she could help it. Rosa readied herself and approached and tried pushing and pulling the knob. All she felt was the resistance of the sturdy lock. Yeah.
入れる窓などがないか探してはみたのですが。
Yeah.
もし中を確認するのでしたら窓を破らなければならないかと思います。いかがいたしましょう。
そんな許可私に出せるわけがないわ。
Yeah.
お父様の大切な礼拝堂なのよ。そんなことできないわよ。
Dot. Then the events of the previous day swirled around in the back of Rosa's mind. That night, when I met that witch in the rose garden, didn't she hand Maria an envelope? Yeah. Yes, I'm positive she did. When Maria had tried to open it, that witch had told her not to do that yet. And then she had definitely said, the time will come soon to open it. Oh boy. Rosa became convinced. There could be no doubt. Yeah. That letter, which had been handed to Maria. She's running. Guest house. After dashing back to the guest house, Rosa approached the cousin's room while hiding her footsteps. Okay. Softly opened the door and peered inside. From the inside, she could hear the healthy snores of young people. Everyone, though? The 4 children were all there. Okay. So very likely it's just all the adults then. Yeah. Kraus, Natsuhi, Eiwa Hideyoshi, and whoa, why am I blanking? Kirie and Rudolph. What the hell? Yeah. One of them could still be alive, and it could be Nanjo instead. Okay, we'll see. Or Kumasawa. Maria was there. Yeah, that's a huge relief. Sleeping soundly. After heaving a sigh of relief, she entered the room with quiet footsteps. Yeah. Can I feel like this rain sound has been a bit too loud. Can I make it more quiet? I mean, I don't know, maybe like there. She was after Maria's handbag, which was resting on the sofa. Maria always liked walking around with her treasures. Sure. She was probably imitating how her mother always carried her makeup with her. Did that make the sound go away fully? No, that's definitely a sound. Yeah, no, that would be off. So it's definitely still playing. She was probably imitating how her mother always carried her makeup with her. Of course, she was just copying her. So, on the inside, it was full of junk. In Maria's case, it was full of small, creepy, occult-like items, and a notebook with things like that written in it. Rosa hadn't once been happy to see her daughter walking around with those kinds of ungirlish things. However, after she had tried to force Maria to stop, they had gotten into a big fight, and she had decided to let it be. Yeah, we've seen their. I want to say family squabbles, but it was more straight up just abuse. Mm. Yeah. Are we going to open it without, even though Beatrice said that it's Maria should open it?
これね。
Mm-hmm. A Western envelope with the crest of the golden eagle. When she took it out, she could tell that there was a heavy, cylindrical object inside. The key, I assume. She could tell by its feel and its weight. There was no doubt. This was a key. Oh boy. After turning around and checking that Maria was still sound asleep, Rosa tore open the envelope and tipped out the contents into her palm. Ooh. I wonder if the design on the handle or this maybe leather part here has any like symbolic meaning. I, I mean, it's not too uncommon to see like hollow rings in keys, but it could still mean something. And this kind of almost a paper, slip thing tied to the end makes me think of what are they? The Japanese shrine people sometimes hold the staffs with the bells that and paper things. It kind of gives me that energy. It was a key with an old, intricate design. Rosa grasped that key and dashed out. Oh boy. It seemed that Battler noticed those sounds, but after grumbling and turning over in his sleep, he started snoring again. Oh, Battler. Oh boy.
Genji-san.
Here we go.
この鍵、ひょっとして礼拝堂の鍵ということは。
これをどこで
Well, you wouldn't believe.
はいこれが礼拝堂の鍵です
Rosa approached the creepy magic circle once again and put the key in the keyhole. Here we go. There was a strong resistance. After it resisted for a short while, it stopped that resistance with a clunk. Then, squeaking with a noise that hurt one's ears, it slowly began to open. Oh boy. Are we gonna feel sad things? No. Is it gonna be is it gonna be a similar deal with faces bashed in? Her voice reverberated throughout the massive room. Of course, there was no answer. Beckoning. The chapel had a high ceiling and the air was cold. Yeah. And even on this rainy, unsettling day, for some reason, it felt sacred. Sure. The servants timidly followed after Rosa.
ローザ様、あれを。
Kanon noticed it immediately and pointed. Over there was the altar. In the place where normally a pastor would preach the God's love, there was a table that shouldn't have been there. Yeah, very unnatural to have a table and chairs there. Oh my god. At first it looked like a dining table. Holy shit, we are actually having just full-on Halloween candy trick or treat. I don't know. What? W? E-I-K-E-I-W? And there actually were gorgeous plates and utensils set on the table, enough to make you think it was a child's birthday party or something. Beatrice just wanted to surprise Maria. How fun. Oh my god, there's so much. Upon closer inspection, the surrounding area had been decorated with pumpkins and black and orange ribbons. Surely these bags hold just candy and not like, you know, human heads, right? Zelly, or maybe jelly. That seems like blood, but maybe it's just candle wax. Oh boy. Or some other candy material, I don't know. They were probably Halloween decorations. And there were people seated at the table. Oh boy. That is one hell of a visual. Or yeah, a sentence that I can visualize myself. Dying, sitting on the table. Oh boy. 3 people on each side, facing each other, seated in chairs. They could be recognized at a glance. Strauss and his wife, Ava and her husband, and Rudolph and his wife. Okay. Yeah, so the people who we saw earlier in the chapel, yeah. But if you were asked if these were definitely them, you'd still have to go even closer to check. Oh no, Rosa is about to have a very, very bad time. Because They seemed almost like dolls. Rosa and the rest had opened the door, entered all at once with the sound of many footsteps, and called out, asking if anyone was there. And yet, there had been no reaction. Yeah. Even assuming they had chosen to ignore them, normally you'd expect there to be some kind of reaction. And there hadn't even been that. So, at first, it felt like someone had set down some dolls that looked a lot like them. By now, it wasn't just Rosa. Shannon and Kanon and even Goda. They were all fighting frantically against the rising, creepy emotion, tightly grasping their hearts.
兄さん、
Yeah.
姉さん。
Yeah. As she climbed up to the altar, she called out again, but still, the others gave no reaction. Yes, by now, Rosa had accepted it. They were not dolls. She had accepted that they were those very people. I skipped here. Anon. They approached close enough to be able to see clearly what was on the table. Just like their first impression, it looked like a lovely banquet, reminiscent of a child's birthday party. Plates piled up with sweets, glasses with lovely drinks, several ornaments in the shape of pumpkins. They were all decorated in a Halloween style, and while it might have been an irrelevant thought at a time like this, she thought that this would surely make Maria happy if she could see it. They were seated in front of that table, and it looked like they were sleeping. It was an eerie scene, as though a small, fun-looking Halloween party had been stopped in time.
兄さんたち、寝てるの？
Surely. Yeah, the delayed question. When she approached even closer to them, she realized that the candies were scattered all over the floor. Not a good sign. There were candies in very fancy wrapping. Cookies, fizzy lemon sweets, chocolates. And they were all distributed across the carpet, which was covered with blackberry and cranberry jam. Yeah, red, not cranberry jam. Cool CG, but yeah. Oh boy, here we go. Rosa and the rest finally realized what the situation was. It was a Halloween party. A banquet for those not of this world. That line goes way too hard for this situation, holy shit. Kraus, Natsuhi, Eva, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, and Kirie 6 people in all were seated in their chairs, dead, as though they were sleeping. How could you tell that they were dead and not simply sleeping? That was because they were, from their chests to their stomachs, vertically sliced open. Oh, yeah. That's very different from episode 1. Yeah.
なんてむごい。
The 6 of them were seated at a Halloween party, all of them killed, with their stomachs sliced open. Was the jam that covered the floor something that they couldn't finish eating, which had overflowed out of their stomachs? No. The contents of their stomachs had been splattered all across the floor. And that wasn't all. From their stomachs, almost as though they had spilled out sweets. Candies and cookies, fizzy lemon sweets and chocolates had spilled out, stained with blood, and had scattered across the floor. What could have happened to cause this? It was almost as though the insides of their stomachs had been stuffed full with sweets, and when their stomachs had been cut, it had all flowed out. Ooh, yeah, bloody. Rosa remembered a gross out meal, a turkey that had been served at her own birthday when she was a young girl. Oh my god, what a line to bring up. Yeah, these are human turkeys, holy shit. When she had put the knife in from the inside, her very favorite, but because no one had told her about it all, at all, bright red ketchup omelette rice had poured out like blood-stained maggots. Dripping, slimy, pulpy, sticky. Ooh. Yeah, she's... Oh. Oh, insane voice acting. The trauma of her youth was revived. Very horrible. Rosa felt a monster raging inside her stomach as the acid started to rise up. Oh. Unable to hold back, she threw up on the floor. Yeah. Her empty stomach couldn't throw up anything but stomach acid. Oh, that's gonna burn in the throat for so long. This scene in front of her was no longer a fun Halloween party by any means. The 3 couples had been placed there with their stomachs vertically wrenched open with the lots and lots of sweets had been stuffed in there. Pulpy, Blood and guts and sweets were overflowing onto the floor. Blood stained, sticky, sloppy, pulpy, sweet candy stuck to each finger. Gummy. But it stained with their entrails. Sloppy, pulpy. Holy shit, this dialogue. What was that I stepped on just now? That didn't feel like a candy, or a cookie, or a fizzy lemon sweet, or a chocolate. I'm so scared I can't even look at the bottom of my foot to see what I stepped on. What a gruesome Halloween party. From far away, it looked really beautiful, fantastical, and fun. And when you see it up close, it's really terrible, disgusting, and yet still somehow beautiful. Yeah. Rosa's wild thoughts tried as best they could to escape her throat with a loud voice that was neither a scream nor a roar.
旦那様。
こんなのってひどい。
Yeah.
救急車、警察。
Yeah.
そうよ。警察。
Mm.
警察。
If a word tied to reality, like police, hadn't come out of Goda's mouth, Rosa and the rest would probably still have been unable to escape this nightmarish party. Yeah. But that wasn't because they thought that the police might be able to do something. And if they didn't say police out loud, it felt like another seed would be set up at this demon's party and given to them. It felt like their own stomachs were getting uncomfortably filled from the inside. Oh, that's a cool line. Yeah, that works so well in this context. Rumbling, churning. It was surely because candy was starting to overflow from their stomachs. Oh boy. Yeah, even better, it's from their empty stomachs. Rosa was again tortured by a desire to vomit and threw up her stomach acid on the floor. And then she searched to see whether there was any candy mixed in. Yeah. Oh boy.
とにかく
Rosa coughed violently again and violently spat up the stomach acid that burned her throat onto the floor. She realized that by now her whole body had become covered in filthy sweat.
源氏さんとシャナちゃんが お父様に連絡して指示を仰いでちょうだい。
Yeah, yeah.
郷田さんはカノン君と一緒に行って警察に電話を。
Mhm.
あとナジョ先生に来てもらって。
Yeah. Have Nanjo come here. And what? It's way too late for medical care. The servants accepted their orders and dashed outside, leaving Rosa alone there, or with Shannon maybe. And after watching them leave, Rosa once again fixedly cast her eyes upon her siblings, who had been through life's joys and sorrows with her and their partners. Even though there could be nothing more tragic, for some reason, their fantastical deaths tempted her to describe them as beautiful. Scene end. Yeah.
いねえな。
Oh, finally a breather. Oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna stop here, there's no question. I need a break. Yeah, so very different vibe from the episode 1 version. Ooh, okay. Still, similarly to episode 1, it made me tense up my entire body, that scene. Didn't make me cry because it was, well, intended to be a very different scene. Yeah. Like these last lines here tempted her to describe them as beautiful. Yeah. This was very much a much more artistic scene. It was, how do I describe it? I have an image in mind, but I don't want to say that because it's a weird metaphor, or weird comparison that might make people be like, why the fuck are you comparing to that? It was very, I guess, fantastical, very Halloweeny, and very supernatural in a sense. It's like fuck it, I'm just gonna say the comparison because I think people might be able to understand. It's like it gave very much a not in a derogatory sense at all, of course, very much a Simpsons Halloween episode feeling, like so much gory and sadness there, but it's described so artistically and with so much pizzazz and just, you know, oomph, that it doesn't make you feel sad, but instead it becomes more of a spectacle, something, you know, something unique and supernatural to witness. It's very hard to explain, but it definitely didn't make me feel like I was about to cry, but it still had that same special feeling like in the first episode, where we definitely felt like this is the scene. Yeah, this time this was definitely a scene that has surpassed many others in this episode, but in a very different sense. Yeah. Oh boy. Very, very unique, very different. So, we have a chapel now, which is gonna be very integral. Yeah, my main immediate first thought regarding the chapel itself is that it will have something to do with Beatrice and Kinzo later. Yeah. The deaths themselves, I can't glean much from them, except that they were much more artistic. Instead of heads bashed in to not get to know identities, Which is yeah, that's a fun comparison. Yeah, this time they were vertically sliced, so clean deaths, and to make it more artistic, spill out the candies from their inside their stomachs was very fun of a choice. Um, compared to episode 1, where it was much bigger of a mystery of who done it. So the idea of obscuring everyone's identities, even in death, that was very fitting there. This time we have Beatrice here, so we have a much more clear of an idea of who would do this. Yeah. So yeah, that's why the intention of this scene probably felt a lot more artistic, yeah, showman-esque than the first one. But yeah, now it's gonna be really, really different going forward, because in episode 1 it was it was all about who did this. Is there a 19th person? This time we all know that there is a 19th person, so are we immediately gonna go after Beatrice and just try to knock on her door? Or how are we gonna play this out in the future? I have no idea. I loved what they did with Rosa there, being the focal point, and her feeling like she would have candies inside her own stomach ready to spill out already. Oof. Wow. Yeah. Any other predictions? I'm pretty sure, I'm quite certain that the second night, let's see here, second twilight, those who remain shall tear apart the two who are close. Yeah, this is gonna be George and Shannon, most definitely. Yeah, no deaths on the third twilight, but and then this is the final murder, everyone except the final 5. Yeah. Ooh, oh boy. Everyone's parents dead except Maria's. Okay. Let's see. Have the character portraits been updated to being dead now? Oh, lovely. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Everyone else had a much bigger cut across their body, but she only had a much smaller splatter there. That could mean something. Don't know what yet though. I'll rate these in a bit. Another fun thing that is very different is this time we know that all 6 who died did end up saying out loud, proclaiming that the witch is real, Beatrice is real, and that they believe in her. So that could be something that could help us actually make it to the Golden Land in the second episode. But would we do that already? I feel like that's gonna be only reserved for the very last episode, but we'll see. Father's identity is unknown. Okay, let's read this. Corpse found inside the chapel. The direct cause of death is unknown, but it seems his stomach was cut open and his intestines were pulled out after his death. Additionally, sweets and candies were packed into his stomach. Very cruel, very gory. Love it. Welcome, Maria. Happy. What the fuck? That's so metal. That's so rad. That's Holy shit, what a line. Banger line. I love you, Beatrice. Unknown, cut open. Additionally, yeah, so that's the same. Okay. See? Didn't I tell you? Bellies are full of candy. What the fuck? Same there. Everyone has a belly that's filled with sweet dreams. Sure. A belly could never be full of disgusting things. Ooh. I wonder if these serve as clues for later. Probably not. That's why we didn't want to be simple and sweet like candy. Oh, okay. So, this dreamland is for you. Happy Halloween. Is there an order I should read them in? See, did I tell you? No, that's definitely first. Welcome. Everyone has a belly that's filled with sweet dreams. That's why we want to be simple and sweet like candy. Didn't I tell you bellies are full of candy? A belly could never be full of this. So this just maybe that's the order. Ding ding ding, ding ding and ding. Sure, that might be the order to read them in. Okay, that's fun. Whew. Yeah, a much more. There was much more flair and style in this scene. Still, obviously, great job and from Rosa's VA there. Yeah, very sad for her specifically, and to the kids once they realize it. Goes by the same name as the Golden Witch who granted Kinzo his gold. You don't say. Okay. Yeah, let's save it there. Oh boy. Whew, what a scene. Love it. Okay, cool. Next time is gonna be, I guess, more sadness when the kids figure it all out. Or learn about the deaths. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Patreon early access up to 2 weeks. Links down in the description. Cool. See ya.